Hello, 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 hello. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Randomly Speaking, another episode of Randomly Speaking. I'm so excited to be here. How many of y'all are so excited to be here today? I know we have people all getting on. I want you guys to get on. I want you guys to talk to me tonight. I am going to put my number up. Again, I always say that I got to see myself on screen in order to make sure that things are going right. The internet sometimes go out. Things happen beyond our control, and we want to make sure that we are okay. So, that is my goal for tonight. That's what I want to do. So, I see that I need to center myself a little bit because I'm not centered. Because I'm able to look on the other screen to see how well things are going. So that will work itself out. But thank you all for joining Random Speaking. I'm so excited. Last week I wasn't on. As y'all know, I traveled to New York. I don't know how many of y'all know that. But anyway, I'm going to tell y'all anyway. I traveled to New York. My aunt had passed. You know, I had an uncle that had passed. I couldn't go 2 weeks in a row. So I had to choose which one I wanted to go to. And it was a very difficult choice for me. But I decided to go to my aunt's because the time was right. I had to quarantine myself. I was desperately needing to see my mom, talk to my mom, hold my mom, hug my mom, and I was able to do so. So I'm so grateful for that. So thank you guys for being patient with me. I know there's a lot been going on. A lot of people's lives has been shaken up and turned around and stuff, and we have not been ourselves lately. But I just want to say thank you all for still sticking in there with Randomly Speaking. I love y'all. Hey sis, how you doing, Dottie? I love you. Thank you for joining tonight. Again, I always ask everybody, please press like and share because somebody may need to hear this. Hey April, what's going on, boo love? How you doing? How's that grandbaby? It's a beautiful grandbaby, by the way. How everybody doing? Happy New Year's, everybody. Again, I know I'm not late. I'm just like always like to say Happy New Year's because I get some new people on here who hasn't been on in a while or who have not been on at all. So I just want to tell everybody Happy New Year's. And I want y'all to all to press like and share. Share this with somebody now. Invite some friends. Don't go nowhere because we have a hot topic. Hey Rose, how you doing, sweetheart? You know I pray for you. I'm always praying for you. So I'm always praying for you. So just know that. But I just want to say I love you and my prayers are with you. And I know this is a difficult time for you right now. And I hope you stay tuned and stay on with me tonight because we're going to be talking about changing lanes. And that's the topic for tonight. So just press like and share because we're all going to be transparent tonight. Whoa, 15 pounds. Are you serious? This baby was just born. You got a whole football player there. Goodness. But anyway, these babies are born with eyes open and everything now. So, like I wanted to say, we're going to be talking about changing lanes and what that means for us and how do we change those lanes? Do we do it with grace? Do we do it with tears? Do we do it with, all kind of hurt and pain? And the answer is yes. You cannot predict who is going to act like what or how we're going to react to certain things that happen in our life unexpected. We've been having a lot of unexpected things that happen in our lives. So I want to talk a little bit about that and share. The number is 240-661-7539. That's the number to call in tonight if you want to have anything to say, you want to ask questions. I'll do my best to read whatever feed that's coming up. 5 months. Wow, April. I'll read whatever feed that's coming up so that we'll be able to, if you decide you want to ask your questions there, we can answer them, or you want to put your input in. I will read as much as I can as we go along. Y'all know the drill. Y'all know how we do this. But I would just like to say thank you for all of y'all prayers throughout the year. With my family members that I have lost and different things like that. A lot of people been inboxing me, sending me prayers and lifting me up, and I so much appreciate that, and I will continue to lift everyone else up. Like everybody know, if you put something in my inbox to tell me to pray for your family member, whatever, we do have Empowerment Liberation Cathedral, which is our church that pray for people. I also pray for people as well. If you want to be put on the prayer list, just let me know and I'll give them your name. I don't have to tell them what your situation is. You can just tell me, hey, I need prayer, and put me on the list. If you want to be transparent and tell me what's going on, and you tell me not to tell nobody, of course I won't. I'll just say pray for comfort and acceptance or whatever it is that you need at that time to move forward. So I just want to say thank you everybody for getting on. Please press like and share. I know there's a lot going on tonight, and I know I haven't been on last week, but you guys have been patient, and I appreciate it. Again, the number is 240-661-7539. That is the number on tonight. And that's what I wanted you guys to know. So again, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Okay, and I'm sorry, I'm reading something that somebody sent to me. We're going to be talking about changing lanes. Changing lanes, what do that mean? And a lot of us know that changing lanes, a lot of us drive. Changing lanes actually means to go to the next lane. When we're changing lanes, we put on our light, whether we're going to go left or right. We put on our signal, and that signals the person behind you and in front of you that, hey, I'm about to change a lane. I'm about to do something. So I need you guys to just be careful. But what about those lanes that we have to change that we are not able to signal for because they come at us out of nowhere and we don't know how to react or what to do, and we have to quickly make those detours? And it's unexpected, right? Those lanes are unexpected. So I want to talk about that because a lot of us been going through death lately, and death is unexpected. You understand? I lost my brother. Just got off the phone with my brother. I shared this story last year. I just got off the phone with my brother. My brother died with a heart attack. You know, had a full-blown massive heart attack in his house. I'm waiting for him to call me back, and so was my son, and we get a phone call. My brother had a massive heart attack. And thank God when I went home this weekend, I was able to get his ashes in my heart, and I was just able to wear it. And I just want to say, you know, this is something that I put on, and I just, you know, pray for it, and I just say, well, God, you know, I just thank you for this, because I want, you know how you need and want something of somebody's that left you all of a sudden, or something happened, and that's what, you know, with my brother. So to make a long story short, you know, I have his little heart urn with his ashes in it, and I'm so grateful for that. Thank you for joining me, Tracy, on tonight. So I just want to move right along because I don't want to, you know, stay too long stuck there. I know a lot of us is grieving for a lot of things, and we have to wind up changing lanes. So I just want to talk to y'all a little bit about that. You know how you you know, and we're going to talk about this tonight because it's very important to me, because there's some lanes that I had to change, you know, in my life, you know, growing up, you know, and coming into myself. And you know how we set our GPS, our Waze, you know, into our phones and our gadgets to help us get to those doctor's appointments, help us get to those vacations, help us get to those family reunions, help us to get to our destination. And all those occasions that we set our GPS to, sometimes it doesn't work out in the way that we thought it would work out, and we had to detour. Have y'all ever got that? Road is closed, construction work is going on, and things is happening. We have to all of a sudden make a detour that we didn't even know we would have to make starting out, because we thought we was going to have a straight trip all the way there. That happened to me so many times. How many of y'all can agree to that? Raise your hand. Have you had those detours in your life that you had to make because you had to all of a sudden switch lanes and go a different way because something have happened on the road of your getting to your destination? And the craziest thing is that if we stay focused and accept that the change has occurred and we have to take that detour, we can still get to our destination, but we will get there a little later. You understand what I'm saying? And that's just like on our roads of life. How many of us are living today and we going about our business, and we have our lives and our children and grandchildren and spouses and different things like that. And something happened in our lives, like a death or a birth of a baby. And it could be something that's happy. It could be something that is sad. Or it could just be something that takes place that we have to all of a sudden change lanes and detour. And some of us can accept those changes, and some of us are not used to change. And it takes us a little longer to accept and to get to where we need to be in order to make that detour, and we stay stuck. And sometimes our detours doesn't come right away. Some people stay stuck in that place for years before they accept that something had occurred and my destination route has changed, and I have to now figure out how I'm going to accept this new detour. You understand? This new route that I set for myself. And that happens in our life. We could be going on with our daily everything, and all of a sudden something hit us and we have to detour. And that's life for us. How do we transition from that? How do we move on? How do we actually accept that detour? Accept that something had occurred. Accept that we have to deal with that, and then we have to go on. Right? And I'm just telling you, it blows our mind. It blows our mind. Nobody know when the wind is going to blow. Nobody know when that tornado is going to hit. Nobody know when that twister is going to come or that flood is going to come. And when those devastation, when those things happen in our lives, it devastates us. Come on, y'all. Everybody who knows a flood that happens does not come and does not happen, and it doesn't leave damage, right? When we have those floods, either our basement damage or there's some trees blown down, some winds that are blowing, and things are happening. Car doors are being smashed in, cars are floating away. How many of us have seen the tornadoes and watched the movie Twister? You know what I'm saying? And The Day After Tomorrow, and all those other movies that come on TV, that there are devastations around the world, and it happens. And some people can't begin again. We have to learn how to take that hit and learn our ways of acceptance. And some of us take us time to. There is no cutoff date to that. There's no time. It's on our time when we can accept it. When the devastation happened in 911, so many people didn't even know what's happening. I was there. I was in New York. Actually, I had just dropped my kids off to school when that happened. And then I had to go pick them up. I didn't know what I was going to do. I was like stuck on stupid. When I see people looking up in the sky, I start looking up because people was looking up. And no one knew the first crash was going to happen. But when we heard it and we seen the smoke and stuff, we start looking to see where it was coming from. And I would never forget that day because I was standing in the middle of Broadway, dropping my son off because he went to school the furthest. And when I kept looking, because everybody else was looking, I got out my car and my truck and I started looking too. Saw the next plane that hit the building. And everybody was devastated. Nobody couldn't believe it. And we had to go back and pick up our kids. So it changed. I had to change lanes. It was unexpected for me because I was getting ready to go home and shower after a 12-hour shift to get ready to go to school. So I didn't know what was taking place. It was unbelievable for me. But I knew at that moment I had to react. I knew at that moment I couldn't leave my kids in school and go on about my day. Something had happened. The bridges had closed down. Traffic was shut down. Phone services was shut down. Everything. So when devastations happen in our lives, when traumatic situations take place, how do we move past that? How do we move, actually act in that? How do we change lanes? I changed lanes without thinking. I had to that day because I didn't know what to do. Only thing I knew is that I need to go get my kids. So when things happen in our lives, as much as a death or something like that, you know what, April, I'm glad you mentioned that. You know, oh, you want to be on my video? I'm going to let you on my video. I love stuff like that. Because I would love for you to share your story. So April is coming on. This is my girl, Dapper. It's hard. It's hard. So when those things happen, how do we begin again? Or how do we begin to accept that something is happening, something is occurring in our lives that is causing us to make that change? It's calling us to detour. Although we may get to our destination. What's up, baby love?
What's up?
Oh my goodness. Oh my God. It's so good to see you. How are you? Happy New Year's, beautiful.
Happy New Year's to you, darling. Happy New Year's. Hope everything is over well with you and your large family over there.
Yes, we are all doing okay. Listen, I'm glad you wanted to come on because, oh my God, this is, and you were in the military. This is an Army baby, y'all. And she did her thing for many of years and helped serve this country. So thank you for servicing again. Let's share that story of yours because I know you have 1,000.
So my biggest change lanes story is when I got diagnosed with diabetes while serving. And when the doctors came into the ER to tell me that I would no longer be able to continue my career, that was, I will say at first it didn't hit me.
Right.
My biggest concern was to find out what was wrong with me.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they told me, it took literally about, I don't know, till I got back to the States. I was overseas for in ICU for about 8 days, and then
Wow.
they medevaced me to Walter Reed. And even then, it really didn't hit me until I saw my mother. She met me at Walter Reed from North Carolina, and she broke down and cried. And then when my wife came to be with me, I broke down again because I felt like I had disappointed both of them.
Right, right.
This was my career. This
Right.
is someone telling me that I can no longer serve out my term.
Right.
And at that point, the adjustment had to come because I was no longer in the military. I didn't know what I was going to do.
Right.
Outside of the military.
Wow.
And so, you know, after many, many tests, and they finally diagnosed me also with having adjustment disorder because I didn't know how to adjust.
Right.
And for so long, for me training my privates and telling them adapt and overcome, I had to literally put that motto to the test.
Wow.
Because I had to adapt to the fact that I was no longer in the military, and I had to adapt to being a civilian. And what was I going to do? How was I going to provide for my family? How was I going to move on? How was I going to take all this military training, being institutionalized for so long, to change or to adapt to the outside world, outside of the military? And it took a while. I was mean. I was nasty. I had attitude like you would never believe.
I can imagine.
I snapped at my wife so many times. I snapped at my mother. I just didn't know how to adjust.
Right.
And thank God that I had doctors who worked with me. Even to this day, I still see a therapist. I still have my moments where my military mind wants to do something related to what I learned in the military, but then I have to step back and say, I can't do that anymore.
Right.
So, you know, I just adapt and overcome. It's one of those things that I just ingrained within myself over 16 plus years in the military. And that's how I kind of adjust to changing lanes, as you say, as you're calling it.
Yeah.
But it's not easy. It took me and my wife have been married this is our 7th year. And it took me the first 4 or 5, I want to say 5 years that I wasn't who she married.
That's right. I can imagine. Imagine.
So you can imagine, she's been married to me for 5 years, and I'm not the person that she married.
That's right.
And it took a toll. But I will say I'm thankful that she stuck with me. She was there through everything, all my ups and downs, attitude, nastiness, everything. And we're here today. Amen. And I'm thankful to God that he has brought me full circle. And like you said, you've had so much death in your family. I can just imagine. Since I've known you, I probably can count maybe on probably both hands how many funerals and how many deaths you've had in your family, and how you have adjusted to all of that. And I know it's hard. We may not see the tears that you cry behind camera and any of that, but you're a strong woman too. You have adjusted and overcome because you have your family. You have your wife. You have your grandkids. You have your kids.
Absolutely.
And they flood you with so much love and support. My hat's off to you.
Oh, thank you. Sometimes you just, you know, like you said, April, I mean, you know, this question that I'm going to ask you is like, you never know how it's going to come, you know, and you can tell people you are never ready to change lanes, especially when it's unexpected. You got to make that sudden detour. No one that must have been really hard for you to live that military life. And, you know, you ordering people around and bouncing quarters off the bed. Is that really true? Did you really bounce quarters off the bed?
Yeah.
Oh,
pretty much.
See, because I've never been in the military. I'm asking, you know, for all of
y'all. I still make my bed now, as such.
Wow. So, you know, and I was just asking, you know, to switch from that, you know, like you said, that your family depend on you, didn't want it to hurt your family and stuff. Are you still like every day you're still adjusting? Can you say that? Like you got it going, but like every day if something new happened, you have to just jump back into that adjustment period or trying to work it out. Can you say that?
I can say I'm still adjusting, but it's not as bad
Exactly.
as it was in the beginning.
Yeah.
And I think because my wife allows me to keep that structure in my life, because I think if I lose it completely,
right,
I don't know what would happen.
right.
She allows me to be as OCD as I possibly can be,
girl,
be anal as I possibly can. She allows me to do those things that I was taught.
Right.
And I don't think I don't think I'll ever lose that.
Right.
I think if I did, I would lose a part of me.
A part of you. Exactly. That's
right.
what I was
so
going to
she,
say.
Right. So my family, they allow me to keep that part of me. But sometimes I have to revert back. When I revert back to those times, you know, she'll ask me like, I know you miss it. And I'll talk about it. Or like in my office, I have memorabilia in my office to give me, you know, reflection moment of when I was in the military. But it never goes away.
Right. Right.
And that some people wanted to get out the military. Me, I didn't.
Yeah.
I wanted to stay until I was a sergeant major of the Army, 30 plus years. I had a goal in mind.
Wow.
But then here I am, the most fit person in my family. Like, you know, underweight, you know, running like, you know, 13 minutes for a 2-mile run.
Wow.
You know, I was, you know, doing push-ups, sit-ups like crazy, fit. And then all of a sudden, it just shocked me and it shocked everybody.
Right.
But the thing about it, the diabetic gene was in me because it was hereditary. It just waited until I was 43 and some change to
show up,
to get to me.
Yeah.
So every day, it's easier. I'll say that it's easier than it was when I got diagnosed in 2015.
Right.
It's easier.
And let me ask you a question. It's kind of personal. If you want to answer, you can answer. If you don't, just say, hey, I don't want to share.
Okay.
You know, about therapy, because I tell everybody all the time, therapy is good. You know, if you're dealing with something, you can't get over the hurdles. At least if you talk to somebody that don't know you, that don't know your family, don't know your friends, can't tell your business. How hard was it, or what was your experience in getting therapy? Because you mentioned that, and I'm in therapy too, girl. With all the deaths and stuff I had in my family stuff, the therapists need a therapist. Right. You understand what I'm saying? With everything that you go through, you got to be able to admit that I need more than just me. You know, God, yes, is our present help, but you need something, because that's what God give us these doctors and stuff for. So what was your transition with that? Was it hard? Was it easy? Did you go kicking and screaming? Did you?
Well, with me, I'm usually I like to be on Facebook. I ain't gonna lie, and thank God for the many blessings He's bestowed upon you. I feel like I shouldn't have to keep those things to myself. And I'm as long as I'm spreading love to everybody else, I'm good to go. But I am a private person. When it comes to my feelings, I hold them in. I harbor them in. I internalize them.
Right.
But at that moment, I had to make a choice.
Right.
Because I wasn't doing myself any good. My numbers were all over the place. It wasn't being helpful to my marriage. I was just all over the place.
Right.
So the fact that I stayed in therapy, I've been in therapy since 2015. I actually followed my therapist. She left her practice at Walter Reed, and she has a private practice. I followed her. I followed her to her private practice. So I have a therapist and I have a psychiatrist.
I know that's right.
So I have my meds. I take my meds faithfully. If I don't take them, it's not a good day. Because anything can come up and have me to adjust.
Right. Right.
And if I have to adjust, I don't know how I'm going to respond to that adjustment. So I take the pills and I go about my business. And I call it my happy pills. I go to work. I say, I took my happy pills today.
I'm so proud of you.
And they know when I haven't taken them. They're like, April, you good?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I'm all right. So no.
Yeah.
And so I have to give her the name, because that's the only way I'm going to get through it. I recommend therapy to anybody who's willing to go, but you have to be willing to go. And you have to be willing to be open and honest and talk about what it is. There are things I can't tell my wife because I don't think she will understand.
Right.
And there are things I can't tell my mother. There are things I can't tell my friends, but But I know when I go to my therapist, I tell it, I get it out.
That's right. That's right.
And it is what it is.
I can agree with you. Thank you for your transparency, because it's important that we not only be honest, and there's some things that we don't want to share on live, and that's fine. And I miss your live. Now, I don't know what's going on, but in the morning when I be at work giving my meds to my clients, doing my thing, got you in my ear, I'm like, I love inspiration. And I listen to Shay Shift because she is very inspirational too in the morning. And I'm just saying that I always choose to listen to people who got that upbeat about them, because when you listen to so much down, you need to do other things that upbeat you. And I used to love your ties, and you got your suits on. Sometimes you have your down day and you're dressing with your, your polo and all that stuff, Polo Friday and stuff. I love to hear that. And I just want to encourage you that if that's something that you're going to get back into it, because you don't know how easy that made other people feel in their days. And I love when you call your aunt up and you're talking to your aunt and, stuff like that. And that gives people that hope that, listen, I ain't got it all together, but being happy is who I am, and being able to overcome, because we are overcomers.
Yes, we are.
You are overcomer with a lot of things that you've been through. And if we don't share our stories, we cannot overcome, because we are overcome by our testimonies. And then other people will be able to say, you know what? Hey, if April did it, if Kat did it, if so-and-so did it, I know I can do it too. We can switch, we can change those lanes. We can detour. Instead of we need help with that detour, we can get that help. And I'm so glad you were able to do that. And I'm so glad for your transparency, because a lot of people are not transparent, and a lot of people are not honest with themselves first to be able to share their story. And I'm so glad that you asked to be on my live feed. You know what? I'm going to be starting doing this. If y'all want to be on my live feed, I'm going to put y'all on live. So y'all better get ready.
Yes.
Because I'm going to bling y'all in just like that. And I just love this. I just so much love this. April, you have been a blessing tonight to share that story, because I didn't know what I expected when I came on. But I knew during the week, I always meditate and say, okay, what I'm going to talk about today. And all during the week. And then all of a sudden, I know it's nothing but the Spirit that speaks to me and say, change your language.
Exactly.
Because somebody needs to hear it. So when I put up my topics, when I leave off here, I get over 30, 40, 50 inboxes saying, oh my God, thank you for that word. Oh my God, thanks for that message. And people are going to be blowing us up, saying thank you for that message, because a lot of people need to know how to get help, when to detour, and how to accept the detour, how to accept the change.
Well, I'm glad I was in my kitchen washing dishes, and there you were. And so I'm glad I was able to come on, and I stopped what I was doing. I said, I'm gonna say something.
Thank you.
And so I had this, I try to be transparent as most as I can, because I feel like what I've been through can help somebody else.
Exactly.
If you got to be honest and tell them the truth as to what has happened to you, why you act the way you've acted, why you've done the things that you've done.
Yeah.
There's a reason behind it.
It is.
But at the end, you do what you've done it. You did what you did. And now you live in the now.
Yeah.
So I'm living in the now. I'm living in this moment right now, because it's not promised. Tomorrow's not promised. So you got to live right now.
You have to. And thank you, because I know you are helping so many people out there just to understand that it's hard, but you can do it. And look at you. You're living proof. And it's not just me saying it. Look at you. You're doing it. So if anybody else out there is doing the same thing and can be transparent like April and I, and you want to get onto my screen, all you got to do is click the button down there and say, let me on, because I have something to share, and that's how we can share. And I so much thank you so much. And you need to get back on your inspirational tip, because I used to enjoy you in the morning so much. So get back on, because you have a lot to say and people would love to hear it. Okay.
Thank you, sis. Thank you for
your all the inspiration in the world.
You keep doing what you do.
I'm gonna keep doing what I do. Can I can't speak anymore, because that's my gift.
All right.
And that ADHD got me all over the place, so I ain't got nothing else to do but randomly speak, right?
You silly. You tell your wife I say hello.
I will. She's in there now making some beans and all this other kind of stuff she's doing with turkey meat and stuff like that. So she's in there doing her thing and cooking, because that's her gift. So thank God for that. But I will definitely tell her that.
All right. I love and miss you guys.
Love and miss you too. See you soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
Later. Wow. Everybody just give April some love. Just send up some love and some hearts and some love and some hearts for her sharing. That has been amazing. Thank God. Anybody else want to share? You just press let me on your camera. I see you in blue. I will let you on my camera if you want to share. It's amazing. You never know what God will bless you with when you tune in to different things, because I didn't even know April was going to come on. She wasn't a guest or anything, but Y'all see it right here live. When people have something to say and you ask me to come on, I would definitely want you to share, because I don't know who out there who want to share. But once somebody starts sharing something, I know a lot of people have something to share or something to say. And as you can see, it's not easy, but every day we work towards that change. We work towards changing those lanes. And thank you for sending your love, Kim. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you, April, again, for being transparent. And April also have a live that she used to do. And I'm telling you, I want her to get back to doing it because it was so funny, and it keeps you laughing, and it keeps you joy, with that joy in your heart, especially early in the morning, because I'm an early riser. And when I'm walking, when I'm doing certain things, when I'm at work, I like to hear things that are uplifting and upbeat, because we hear a lot of sadness in the world today. So sometimes you just need to step away from those things and get into something that you can laugh all the time. Yes, yes, bestie, it was an awesome story. It was amazing. It was her life. And, you know, some of us that would be hit with things like that, that alters our life drastically, you know, we don't know how to come back for. And this is a story that you can share with someone else, that you know somebody firsthand that experienced a change in lane moment, a detour moment, and they were not able to get up until they decided to accept that this is my life right now. This is the detour I have to take. I'm going to get to my destination, but it may take me a little longer to get there. You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't mean when things happen in your life and you switching lanes that you have to give up. That you have to give up, or you can't get to your destination, that you won't be able to make it to the place that you're trying to get to. Don't give up. We all take hits. The wind does blow, the storms happen, but it's how you handle the storm and how you move on after you take that hit, and after you cried, and after you scream, and after you mourn, and after you lay down for a while, and after you just totally be, you know, transparent with yourself first, then you're able to begin again. So if that begin again means that you need to talk to a therapist, you need to talk to a psychiatrist, or you need to talk to somebody who would that would not share your innermost secrets or your thoughts, then you can begin to accept that change have happened, that changing lanes have happened, and that detour has happened, and I got to take this other detour. I got to take this. I'm going to get to my destination because it's in me. It's in my heart to get there, but this is the way I got to go right now. And it's going to take me a little longer, but I'm going to get there. You know, so I just thank God for that story and that testimony. And I just want to encourage somebody's heart today to say that don't give up. Just because life hits you in whatever way it hits you, or it toss you in another lane, or you have to detour, you can make it to your end. You can get to your destination of where you want to go. You know, it's all life. And sometimes it happens unexpectedly. You know, no one knows the day of the hour of when something's going to happen, a disaster is going to happen, a death is going to happen. And we all could foresee what happened to all these, you know, psychics who always walk around saying they can see the future or they can see what's coming. Nobody's seeing this COVID because nobody let nobody know nothing. If y'all could have seen this COVID that 45 were trying to hide from us, then we probably would have been in a different place right now. And I'm just saying, I ain't down in y'all psychics. I'm not saying that, but I just want to know, you know, some things hit us unexpectedly that we don't have no control over. We just have to change up, no matter what it is, you know, no matter what it is. And especially losing people. I have lost a lot, just like April just told you. I have lost a lot. I can count on both of my hands and maybe some other fingers that I need. I need to count on my toes how many family members I have lost during this pandemic season. It's not funny. And I have a smile on my face all the time. I try to, at least, you know, and days that I'm not feeling it, I try to just not be bothered with people because I don't want to lash out, like April said, at somebody else or whatever. Yeah, too. I too go to therapy. I have a therapist, and she's amazing. You understand? Find somebody that click with you. Just because you go to therapist once or twice, give them three chances. If they don't click with you, if y'all don't flow or work together, but you got to be transparent. You got to be totally honest. And that's the only way you're going to get the healing. So that's the only way you're going to get the true help, too. So sometimes you got to go seek somebody out to talk to, you know, to really be naked with, and to just say what you got to say. That's right. Hashtag don't give up. Sis, I won't. And I'm going to keep pushing. Because, you know, I remember And I'm gonna share this story with y'all. I remember my mom, with us as kids coming up and raising us, and she had a whole lot of us, and when our fathers decided to go left, my mom stayed. You understand what I'm saying? I was like one paycheck away from being a foster kid or anything. I could have grown up in the system. I could have been on the street trying to care for my siblings and stuff like that. No telling where our lives would have been if our parents would have gave up or we would have gave up. Certain things hit us. Things hit us in life that we didn't know. We don't know. Sometimes it's unexpected to us. We don't know that, when we get pregnant with our child, that the dad may step out and not be there, or the mom may step out and not be there, or death could be knocking or waiting around the corner. We don't know. So then what do? We have to adapt to that road change, that detour. Or what happened when you're working on your job and all of a sudden they come to you and say, oh, sorry, we're laying off. Unexpectedly. You understand? We have to adapt to that road change. We have to try to adapt to that detour. And it's not easy. It's not easy. A death of a loved one. One minute you're talking to them, the next minute you hear something happen to them. How do we adjust? It takes time. Everybody something just happened to you and you just jump into it. What about you losing a limb? Something that's been with you all your life. And you go to the doctor and you find out that you have to get your leg amputated. Or you have to lose one of your eyes to cataract or whatever it is, glaucoma. Or you have to lose one of your arms or one of your limbs or finger. Or just a finger. How do we adapt to that? How do we change lanes? How do we move past that devastation? It's not easy. It takes time. But in the process of us adapting or accepting that a change has happened, we have to make sure we don't lose ourselves in it, lose our whole entire self in that situation. And see, I have my higher power. That's what helps keep me. I have my support systems. That's what helps keeps me. So I'm just asking you all tonight, as things try to get better, it may get worse. How are we going to change our lanes? How are we going to detour? How do we set up those detours if we have to? Are we going to go kicking and screaming, or are we going to jump in? A lot of us don't know how it's going to happen. We just have to be ready. And how do we ready ourselves? We don't. A lot of people say, oh, we got to be ready for anything. How do we ready ourselves? When you think you're ready for everything, nothing happens. And then the moment you let your guard down, poof, something happened that will rock your world. So it's all up to us. How do we adapt in that change? How do we adapt in that detour? And that's what will keep us in the long run. How do we surround ourselves? How do we actually explain to people that this is happening? Or cry out for help, that I need support, I need help. And it can be so hard. It can be so hard. It can be so hard. It's not easy. So I just wanted to share with y'all tonight about some of these changing lanes. I'm glad April was able to get on. If anybody else want to get on and share a story, please feel free. Ask to get on my live and I will put you on. No problem at all. And you can share your story, because so many people out there need to hear your story. And I want y'all to press like and share before y'all get off of this, because this is a topic that I know so many people would like to hear. And a lot of people always inbox me afterwards. I think y'all slick. And I get all these inboxes afterwards. Oh my God, it was great. It was great. It was great. But they didn't want to share their story online, so they share their story with me afterwards. And a lot of people who can't get on will get on later and watch it. And they will share their story with me, or they will talk about it and say, let's have this topic. Somebody else asked me to talk about a topic that I am putting together, and it's on my list to talk about. So I will, put out, things as we getting to that point, and be able to do that. So, hey, Melvin, how you doing? Thank you for watching tonight, Sean. So I just want to say to everybody, I love you all on tonight. I thank y'all for being with Randomly Speaking. I thank y'all for, tuning in. And I also thank y'all for when I can't get on or I'm traveling and I need to, and I had to travel out of state, all of a sudden. Well, I did plan my trip, but I planned my trip like maybe 2 or 3 days, and I didn't get on because a lot of things happening. I didn't think to say, okay, guys, I won't be on this week. So please forgive me. but I'm going to try to get my flyer out soon, the word out soon, post soon, so you guys will know what the topics are, so y'all can tune in and start sending it out to people individually, because I didn't do that either. And that's why a lot of people probably know my live, because they didn't think I was going to get on this week. And it's okay, because they can get on and watch later on. So I just want to thank you all for being faithful watchers, for all of y'all who always getting on. I'm not going to name nobody, because then if I miss a name, I don't want nobody to feel bad. So I just want to say that, I love you all tonight. And I just thank y'all for getting on. And another thing I want to just share with y'all is that, this is 2021. A lot of people are still, without jobs, without means, and different things like that. A lot of people are still going through depression. A lot of people have anxiety. A lot of people are just going through so many traumatic experiences right now in this pandemic season and at this time. But the good thing is we got a new president, vice president. Hey, that's a good thing. So let's hold them responsible for doing the work that they said they was going to do when they get into office. So I want y'all to all remember that too. But just remember someone tonight that is going through. Remember someone with kids that lives next door to you or whatever. Drop off a case of water to their house. Put a note on it and say, I love you. Prank call someone tonight and say, I love you. Just because, you don't even have to know them. If you know them, you want to just call them up and say, I love you for no reason at all. And they'd probably be surprised, because people need to hear that from other people. Because some people don't even feel, they are numb from so many things that happen. They don't even feel that they're alive and they even matter in this world. So just text somebody or prank call somebody and say, you matter. I love you. Encourage someone today, because you may be helping that person not to make their next move to end their life, or do something that they may regret, or do something that may take them away from their family and loved ones. So, I always tell people, when you run into somebody and they say hi to you, you catch their eyes, you smile, say, hey, you matter today. Hey, that blouse look cute. Or hey, this and that. Give somebody a compliment. It doesn't hurt to encourage someone, uplift someone. I just want you all to know tonight that y'all matter, and I love y'all. I don't care if I know you, have I met you before or not. I love you and you matter. And I usually pray for everybody that's on my Facebook Live that comes on faithfully. And I pray for everybody around the world. And the only thing I have to do is say, God bless everybody in the whole wide world, everybody you made, and that take care of everybody. But, those who I know personally that ask me to pray for them that's going through some things, trust me, I do pray for you. If you ask me to put you on our prayer list in church, I do that as well. So I just want you to know that. But tonight we're talking about changing lanes. How do you change lanes and still be able to get to your destination safely, even if you detour? And let y'all know that you're going to get there late. You may get there a little late, but you will get there if you accept it. And some of us stay too long trying to find that place of accepting that you had to change lanes or you had to detour. How do we move past that in a timely manner to still get to our destination? Is all up to you. No one knows the day or the hour that we will accept that change. Some of us take a week, 2 weeks, a month, years. I'm still now, my sister been gone for almost 8 years. And I think it's 8 years. And I'm still adjusting to the fact that she's not here no more. She's not here no more. We've been doing everything, celebrating holidays, birthdays, everything for so many years. And I still have not accepted the fact that she is gone. When different things happen in my life and traumatic experiences and good and bad or whatever it is, I knew I could always call her up. And I knew she would always be there. And I talked to her from heaven, And even God knows when I'm at my end needing to hear her voice or something like that, because I wound up the other night dreaming about her. And she came to me in my dream. I saw her face, everything. I heard her laugh. And sometimes we think we are going to forget people laugh or forget people, what they have done and how much they mean to you in your life. God opens up a window and show you that I'm here, I'm listening. I know this is what you need, So unexpectedly, I had a dream about her, and I was able to see her face, and I was able to see her walking around and moving and hearing her laugh and her talking to me. And that was so important to me. And I woke up and I was telling my sister, I was like, I dreamed about Mecca, and this is what we was doing and this is what was happening. And I was so happy, and I needed that, for that moment, so I just thank God for that. So sometimes we have to, find that space in ourselves just to listen and to just be quiet a little bit and tell God what you need. Trust me, you'll be surprised how fast God answers, because God is always on time. You know, he always give you what you need, you know, and some of your wants. So if you listen and you be patient, it'll happen, you know. So changing those lanes is hard, you know. Getting to adjust to them detours, I'm still adjusting. You know, it could be 20 years from now. Some of us lost people 20 years from now, or some of us have relationships that we lost. The person is still alive, but we are still trying to come back from that. You know, the devastation, the friendships, things like that that you used to have, that you were so tight. You know, my best friend Michelle is on here. Me and her been friends for 35 years, and we're coming up on 36 years, and I thank God for that. I have one friend that live in North Carolina. We've been friends for 45 years. You understand what I'm saying? We was in kindergarten together, and we are still friends today. You know, and we don't see each other all the time. We don't see each other every day. We don't even talk every day all the time. But when we talk, it's like we never lost contact. You know, we just leave off from where we left off at, you know, have those conversations where we left off at. And it's a beautiful thing that you have friends that doesn't, you know, hold you hostage, or you have friends that know that they know your place they have with you. So they're not worried about you building other relationships with other people, because they know they will be in their place in your life, you know. And those are my childhood best friends. And I thank God for them. Then I have best friends that is 13 years old, 16 years old, 2 years old, or whatever. And I don't have many best friends. You know, I can count on one hand how many best friends I have. But those are those individuals that I know that are in my life, that I know I can always pick up the phone and say, hey, even if I haven't talked to them in over a year or two, but we see each other on Facebook, or we text each other, or whatever. You know, those are everlasting friends that you need in your life, that don't hold you hostage to, oh, you ain't come see me, you ain't come to my child's birthday, you ain't do all that, oh, we are not friends, we are not this. Oh, Kim, thank you. And Kim is my friend as well. I love her so much. Thank you, Kim. And it's just so wonderful to have people that's amazing in your life, and they don't judge you, you know, and they listen to you, and you guys are able to, you know, just talk and be transparent and help each other. And I'm just saying, get to that support system. And I'm telling y'all about my friends, because I want y'all to know that you need support. Nobody can live in this world alone. And I'm talking about in this world alone. I'm not talking about in the spirit, you guys, because, you know, we have our higher power, whatever higher power you have in your life, whether it's God or Buddha or whomever, Jehovah or whomever, you know, you say your higher power is. We need something that's substance in your life, that you can say, oh, I can touch, I can feel, I can go to that person, I can get that hug, I can, you know, you need something that you can feel in the natural sense, you know. And it's wonderful thing to have that support, you know, whether it's your church leadership, whatever, which I have support with them as well. But, you know, I mean, just the friends that you need in your life. And I'm telling you, in this time in life, we need somebody who's going to speak life to us. We need somebody who's going to tell us when we're wrong. We need somebody who's not going to be afraid to get in our face when we need to be face getting in. You know, we need someone up in our face telling us, girl, are you sure you want to do that? You know, somebody to be real with you. You know, not always want to appease you and be your man. You know, always saying yes to everything. You know, so it's so important. You know, when you change in those lanes and you have to detour, that you can pick up that phone and call that person. I remember, I'm gonna share this story. I remember my son was like 9, 10, if I'm not mistaken, and my other kids was young, and they was in a car, and we was coming from North Carolina. Now y'all know those roads on North Carolina roads are dark. Y'all know that. So in the South, it is dark. If you turn off your headlights when you driving, or you sitting still, just for that instant, you see how dark it is. You can't see your hand in front of your face. So you know I will, Kim. And you can't even see your hand in front of your face. So we was coming from, where we was coming from? I don't remember where we was. I think Georgia somewhere. And we stopped at the south of the border and was going North Carolina. But anyway, we got a flat tire. And thank God that I learned something, you know, I learned that from my dad. My dad was very, you know, knew all that stuff. He loved cars, into cars, and now I know why I love cars. You know, I love cars, you know. So my dad taught me how to change a tire. And I really didn't listen much to him. But when I was caught in that situation and I had to change lanes and I had to detour real quick, I was able to change that tire, because I know I was a single mom out on the road with my 4 kids, and I needed my tire changed. I couldn't wait until the morning to get my tire changed. It was like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. In the winter, me and my kids wasn't sitting out in the cold for 4 or 5 hours to sun break for me to call AAA to come pick up my car. You understand what I'm saying? So, or change my tire. Me and my son got up on that road. I put out my flares, and I used to travel with all that, y'all. I put out my flares. Thank you, Jay. Thank you so much. I put out my flares, and me and my baby, my son, changed that tire. You hear me? Me and my son changed that tire, and we got back on the road, you know. And I just thank God for knowing certain things. But that was unexpected for me. Now, I could have sat in my car and pouted, kept my hands folded, and said, we're going to wait it out. We're going to wait it out. But ain't no way I was waiting on the side of the road all them hours for somebody to come and rescue me. You know, I had to do something because I had my kids and I was by myself. So I changed my tire, you know, and to be honest with you, ain't nobody stopped that time of morning to help me change my tire. I was kind of pissed off, though, because no one stopped. You know, you would think that a guy or somebody else would pull over the side of the road. Oh, lady out there with a little boy trying to change the tire. Nobody ain't pull over the side of the road to help me. And I probably wouldn't accept help from a stranger anyway, because that's how I am, you know, because I want to do it myself, you know. So I didn't, but it kicked in. I was able to get my tire changed, and I did it. And I was so proud of myself. And I was able to put that, you know, screw them nuts back on. And I'm telling you, I had all the gear to do it, because I was just like saying to myself, I'm a woman, I'm getting ready to travel. I always had trucks or vans and stuff. And I would make sure I always kept stuff in my car that if anything happened, from cables to jacks to everything, I'm going to change my tires. You know, I'm going to do what I need to do. Flares, lights, first aid kits, have it all, because I had kids and I didn't want something to happen. I didn't have it. You understand? And I did. And that was my, you know, and that was a devastation for me, because I was so terrified trying to do it, but I did it. And that's my story. And I know my story probably a little corny, you know, but I'm saying that was my truth. That was my story. I was nervous. I didn't want my son to think I was scared. And you're right, Kim. Yes, I wouldn't let nobody help me anyway, you know. So I had my kids in the car and stuff. Listen, I wasn't gonna let a stranger like help me. And you know, you listen to all those side of the road. You watch all them scary movies and stuff. You don't want nobody coming up to your car at that time of night trying to help you anyway. So I helped myself, y'all. I helped myself. I had all kind of flashlights and stuff. I helped myself. Big lights and everything. I helped myself. But I just wanted to say to you guys that, you know, I love y'all, and I just thank y'all for joining me and being here tonight. Please press like and share. Somebody may need to hear this. Press like and share, because people need to hear how can they actually move on, because some people need to be inspired. Some people need to be uplifted. Some people need to be encouraged to make it the next day, because so much devastation happened in our lives. So many things happen that we are unexpected. That's unexpected to us, and we have to be able to do what we need to do. You know, I remember I used to live in Florida and I ran out of gas. You know, me being the girl I am, thought that I can drive around forever and not put gas in my car, but I wasn't paying attention to the gauge, and I ran out of gas. Honey, me and my kids had to take the little red bucket. I keep telling you, I have a lot of stuff in my car. Take a little thing, walk down to the gas station about a half a mile, refill it up with gas, came back, put it in my truck, and we went on about our business. And that lesson right there taught me that never run out of gas again. And I haven't. Thank God, knock on wood. And that was 2005. So some things we have to do, you know, and learn that lesson, you know, for us to be able to move on and be able to adjust and accept. But then some things we can't. How long do we stay there? How long do we stay there? And I'm just saying, please be encouraged not to stay too long, because you prolong your detour. And when you prolong your detour, you prolong getting to your destination. And some people wind up changing their minds about their destination and don't make it to where they got to make it to, and then say a lot of shoulda, coulda, wouldas later, because they allow one change in lane or one detour affect the rest of their lives. Try not to let that detour, or making that decision to take that detour, affect the rest of your life. Thank you, Jackie, for coming on. Don't swear everlasting. Be quiet, Kim. Yes. So, I'm gonna get you for that. But yeah, don't let that change in lane wait too long for you to change that lane, because you might just have another accident, and you may not be able to come back from. So be able to try to get the help that you need and cry it out, scream it out, yell it out, throw something, break something, tell somebody about it, talk about it, and then be able to get up and say, okay, now I done did all of that. Let me be able to get it out. Let me be able to go. It took me until my brother memorial a year later to be able to accept, that he's gone. I was so busy trying to take care of my mom and worried about her and stuff. And, for his funeral, I was like devastated. But I knew my kids, my grandkids, my mom, everybody was there. And I knew my mom had to go back home with this. You know what I'm saying? So I was trying to be strong for my mom. And I came back that following weekend to be with my mom and stay with my mom the whole time. And, promised her that I would come back every month. Then the pandemic happened and that stopped that. So my brother Memorial came this past December. We was able to do that on live. And that affected me a lot. So I find water, my space to go to. And I'm sharing this with you all because I want y'all to know that y'all have to find something to hold you when you don't have no one there. So water is my space. If I go and sit at any water, it clears me and purifies my thoughts. And I get that aha moment or something. And then I love photography. I'm a photographer. I take pictures in my space and I talk in my space. And I'm not a journal. I don't write journals all the time. I used to. But now I talk my journal. I have a talking journal. So on my phone, I have a recorder. And my recorder helps me to put dates and times in and stuff like that when things happen. So when I'm faced with something or I want to talk about something, I want to express something, I just go to my recorder, I press it. Only thing I have to do when I finish is name it because it records the date. It records everything for me, the time that I'm doing it and where I'm at and what I'm feeling. And I'm able to go back later while I'm washing dishes or doing something, driving in my car, whatever, and listen to my feelings for that day to see what have occurred, what have happened, what was I doing at that time that put me in that mood or that feeling. Whether I'm angry, whether I'm sad, or happy, I'm able to record my thoughts and to hear my voice and my tone and the way I was saying it, whatever. It helps me to assess my own self and to be able to say, wow, I was doing this before this is how I was feeling, this what made me feel this way, whatever. And I'm able to still journal, whether my day is happy or whatever I'm having, whatever my moment is, I'm able to talk about it to myself inside my journal and express my feelings, So instead of me writing it, I'm able to do that because I'm not always where a pen and a piece of paper is at. And they're able to, jot down my feelings. So that's one thing I want to share with y'all is journaling. Journaling is so important. If you're a writer, write. If you're a talker, talk. If you're a singer, sing, write poetry. Do something that you can find that you're in a peace and something with yourself. Because when those folks are not there for you, you got to have something else that can hold you. And that is so important to me. So I just wanted to share that with you. Yes, cry it out and you will feel better. Get up and dust yourself off and keep it moving. And that's what Kim said. And Kim, yes, easier said than done at times for so many people to cry it out because sometimes we got to cry it out maybe like 40, 50 times before we can get up and dust ourselves off. But I get what you're saying and you're absolutely right. We can't stay there forever. We can't stay in that dark space, in that empty space forever. Now, it doesn't say that we can't go visit that space. And we're not going to visit that space in our mind and go there and it's going to put us in that feeling. Yes, we're going to visit that for the rest of our lives, whatever devastate us and change our lives, But later on, years down the road, when you visit that space, you're not going to have those same feelings you had when you first, second, third, fourth, maybe 10th time visit that space. You feel what I'm saying? It's going to get a little different for you. You're going to have different feelings. You're going to handle it differently. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? I'm giving y'all some good tips, and y'all not even in my therapy. Because I charge for this stuff. And no, that's true. I was going to say nah, but that's true. But I'm just saying that, I'm giving y'all some good tips here. Hope y'all take them, and you're not going to be in that space and that same feeling years from now. Because if you are, you may have to do something different, baby. You may have to try something different. Because right now, when I go into the space that I go into, sometimes missing my sister or missing my dad or something like that, I'm not in that space where I'm so broken up that I can't get up and move. Because I remember when I used to think about my dad dying on me, I used to feel so angry. And it used to paralyze me. The anger used to suffocate me. And it used to paralyze me because I'm like, after I found you all these years, you walked out of my life, and now you're going to die on me? How dare you? Oh my God. It's devastating. So I don't feel that way now when I think of my dad. I may cry, I may feel that loss, but I'm able to take a deep breath and remember some of the memories that he left me with, and able to say, all right, Dad, I hear you. Because when I first found my dad after 15 years, I was 30-something years old. Like, I'm so in love with rabbits. I used to love rabbits so much, dolphins and stuff like that. My dad brought me a whole slew of rabbits. You know what I'm saying? And I remember that. You know, I remember my 14th birthday, he took me bowling. I had a bowling party in Staten Island, my stepmom B, and I love that lady so much. You know, and my stepsisters and my stepsister, my stepbrothers, and you know, I had a birthday party, and I remember my dad brought me this dog, black and white dog with a tuxedo. I'll never forget that. And I called him Freddie because he looked like Freddie Jackson in the suit. So I called him Freddie, and that's my doggy. And that's the only thing I have substance of my dad besides the rabbits and my blanket, you know, that my dad brought me when I came down to see him. So those memories and things will hold us. And some of the things that we thought about will hold us. I just ask y'all to hold on to something. Yes, it will be different every time. So hold on to that. You know, because a lot of us has lost parents and children and grandchildren and spouses and siblings. It's not easy. But when you're revisiting those spaces and you going back to those lanes that devastated you and you had to change them, make sure that you can get back on that detour, back to life, back to things that, you know, is still moving and breathing for you. Don't sit in it. Don't stay in that lane or go back and stay in that lane too long. And some of us get caught up in it. Don't get caught up. Don't get caught up. And don't stay too long. I'm telling y'all, don't stay too long. I can't give y'all a day or a number or a length of time, how long to grieve or how long to stay in devastation. But I say, please don't stay too long. And when you go back to visit, don't stay in that visitation room too long because you get snatched in and everything that hit you, you know, at one time. So I just, you know, thank you all for being with me tonight. And I'm a little over my time, but I just wanted to take my time tonight just to talk to y'all about that, because when I have my aha moments, when I'm able to move forward, when I'm able to heal in spaces, I have to share it. When I deal with things that I know other people are dealing with, I want to share it. Or if I don't know somebody is dealing with something, I may be transparent to share it. And trust me, a lot of people will hit me up and be like, wow, thank you, I needed that. And some of us may not say it, you know, but some people are thinking it. Has somebody ever told y'all something and everybody thinking to say that, but they don't say it because they don't want to hurt the person feeling, but y'all are thinking to say it? Or they don't want to, you know, all the attention, all eyes on them, but they'll say it. But soon somebody else start talking and speaking about it. So many people want to jump in and chime in. But that's how it is. When we're going through things in our lives, we really don't want to step forth and be the first person that raise their hand and say, me. So it'll take one person to step forward and say something, then you get a whole slew of people say, wow, I was feeling the same way. I was feeling like Kat. I was feeling like April was feeling. I'm feeling like Kim. I'm feeling like this person, you know? So I just ask y'all, whenever the transparency hits you and you want to come on my live feed, just let me know. When I put on my topics and you see it and you want to be a guest on my show, just let me know. Just hit me up, inbox me. You can be my next guest. April was my surprise guest. Surprise to me too. But it was amazing and I loved it. And I love her transparency. So if you're able to be transparent about a topic that I put out and you want to be on my live feed, let me know. I'll let you in. You know, I'll let you in. So I just want to say thank you all for joining tonight. Please press like and share. If it's not for you, it's for somebody else. Please press like and share and just send it to somebody in your Facebook. If everybody send this to 20 people in their Facebook Messenger so they could be able to look at it and see it, that would be a blessing, because somebody is looking to hear these words. You never know what difference it can make in anyone's lives. Don't just hold it for yourself. share it out, because I'm doing the same thing. Again, thank you for joining. I appreciate y'all. And I'll see you next week if God allow me to. And I will be here with you in a moment. Okay? Thank you for tuning in to Randomly Speaking again. And I'll see you all next week, if God willing. I love y'all. And I'll be praying for each and every one of y'all down through the weeks until we see each other again. All right? Be safe. Stay tuned. And if you have to detour, make sure that you take precautions. I love y'all. I'm out.